Colombia remains the world's biggest cocaine producer despite the Bogota's government's crackdown on drugs. That's where that illegal aircraft, which was found in southern Guyana around mid-September, arrived from. Retired Brigadier Edward Collins, who was commissioned to investigate, examine, advise and report on the circumstances under which the foreign aircraft was discovered, confirmed this as he handed over the preliminary report to Minister of State Joseph Harmon.
The aircraft was discovered by the joint services on the 14th of September, but it was in that location long before then. There's enough evidence to suggest that the aircraft came from Colombia on its way to Guyana, which is its destination. It developed engine problems. The pilots had the requirement to conduct a certain maneuver in order not to lose consciousness. And when they got to Guyana, because the aircraft could not start, it remained there for a while. We have evidence to suggest that the residents found that the aircraft, but not the aircraft, from the site by the 18th of August.
The plane, bearing registration number N767Z, which has been confirmed to be false, was first brought to the attention of authorities sometime around September 13. As the retired brigadier attempts to dig deeper into the investigation, he has found that residents of Upakari were reluctant to provide information.
All the Tushaus were interviewed. I don't know why they were unwilling to present the information they had to the security forces. I could only assume, based on the evidence that I've received so far, that the relationship between the security forces and the villages, which are far out, is not as expected. That would be my first recommendation.
Citing the weak relationship between residents of Upakari and the security forces that resulted in residents' decision not to say what they know to law enforcement agents in the area, Minister of State Joseph Harmon said that he looks forward to the recommendations to improve communication with residents in that area.
We will look forward to the final report when it gets here, with the recommendations for improving the communication in the hinterland and our borders, and the timeliness of that information from the border to the center, where decisions have to be made. So I want to reemphasize the point that Brigadier Collins made about the importance of the relationship between the security forces and our indigenous peoples and the villages on the border.
Days before the start of the COI, a joint services team had been conducting investigations into the discovery. That team will venture into and probe the areas beyond the scope of the terms of reference of the Commission, according to Brigadier Collins. The final report of the Commission will be presented on November 16, 2016. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.